Hands. We use them for literally everything. But in VR, you're stuck with these clunky controllers that don't feel anything like your actual hands. But that's where these come in. The UDCAP Gloves, a new kind of VR controller that brings your real hands into the virtual world. Now, haptic gloves have been promised for years. We've seen some cool demos, but they've always been too expensive, janky, or just not practical. Take the Quest hand tracking. Yeah, it's neat until you try to move around in something like VRChat. The tracking's laggy, gestures feel clunky, and God help you if you try to turn your body. But these gloves, they just work. The tracking is as accurate as a normal controller, and even smoother if you're using something like Vive 3.0s or Ultimate trackers. Plus, they come with a joystick and buttons built in, so it feels like a controller, but you're using your actual hands. I've tested them in Blade Sorcery, VRChat, Minecraft, Skyrim, Fallout, and yeah, they work in basically every game. These are essentially mocap gloves. There's a little vibration feedback near the joystick, but no full haptics. That said, they make up for it by just being practical. And you can do some really cool stuff, like being able to wield an actual sword in Blade and Sorcery. Setup is super easy, and I love how clean the app is. They also come with holsters for whatever trackers that you've got, Tundra, Vive, or even just Quest controllers. You don't have to remap anything either in any of the games. The buttons are perfectly aligned with Index, Quest, or whatever else you're using. And yes, you can flip people off, full finger gestures, peace signs, middle fingers, whatever you want, it just works. Also, I love the material that these are made out of. They feel super silky and smooth. They are washable, you just have to take apart the electronic parts. I do have one issue with these gloves. There's no easy way to open the Steam VR menu. You've got buttons for trigger, grip, A, B, joystick, but no menu button. So if you want to switch apps, you have to do it manually on your PC. I would love to see some kind of gesture implemented for this, maybe like the Quest's finger pinch. Again, this isn't a huge deal. I imagine most people getting these gloves are going to be in something like VRChat for hours on end holding up drinks or whatever. But if you're someone that does switch apps frequently, like me, it can be a minor annoyance. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why bother with these gloves when Quest has native hand tracking? Good question, but here's the thing. Quest hand tracking looks cool, but the moment you try and use it for actual gameplay, it falls apart. Moving with gestures is awkward. There's no joystick or buttons, and tracking breaks if your hands go behind your back or you move too fast. These gloves, none of those issues. I used Ultimate trackers, so the tracking was rock solid. I could move, gesture, hide my hands behind my back, no loss of fidelity. And I even tried something kind of crazy. Don't try this at home, but I grabbed a real sword while using a virtual one in Blade and Sorcery. It made the game much harder, but so much more immersive. So are these a full replacement for Index or Quest controllers? Not quite. For games like Minecraft or Skyrim, where hand tracking isn't really used, regular controllers are still more convenient. But for social games like VRChat or physics-heavy stuff like Blade and Sorcery, these gloves are a game changer, literally. If you're into immersion and you're tired of your hands feeling like plastic sticks, definitely check these out. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to learn more. Let me know what weird stuff you'd use your real hands for in VR.